So, I was scrolling through itch.io the other day, looking for something weird to play, when this bright purple game immediately caught my eye. And of course, my brain went, yep, that's probably haunted. The game is called Pepper the Giant Purple Dog, and after playing through the demo, I have a lot to say. This game is absolutely packed with secrets, hidden details, and enough lore to keep me awake at 3 in the morning, staring at my ceiling. So today, we're going to dive into everything the demo gives us. Fair warning though, this video is going to be a bit longer than my usual ones because there's a lot to unpack here. Also, there will be full spoilers for the demo. If you haven't played it yet, I genuinely recommend checking it out first because it's really well made. As of making this video, Pepper the Giant Purple Dog is still just a demo, but after finishing it, I am incredibly excited to see where the full game goes. So let's get into it. First, I want to go over everything that happens in the story. Then afterwards, I'll dive into some theories and headcanons I have about what all this might mean once the full game releases. Our protagonist is Jacob Collins, a YouTuber whose whole thing is restoring and documenting lost media. Basically, he's one of those creators who somehow manages to find games that everyone else forgot existed. His newest discovery is a mysterious game from 2002 called Pepper the Giant Purple Dog. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think this giant purple dog looks suspiciously similar to another giant, colorful children's mascot. Totally original concept, though. I'm sure the legal department approved of it. Jacob explains that the game was created by a man named Brian Hagenstein, who apparently believed Pepper would become, and I quote, the defining pillar of the next generation of gaming. That's certainly a confident statement. Unfortunately for Brian, the game was never released, and nobody seems to know why. Jacob's goal is to uncover what happened, so he boots up the game and gives it a shot. Inside the game, we wake up inside a massive purple house in a place called Normalville. It's certainly normal, and almost immediately, we get our first look at Pepper himself. He's absolutely enormous. His head towers over the fences surrounding him, giving us just enough of a glimpse to know that this dog is way bigger than any fence that could realistically contain him. Then the game gives us our first objective, to head outside and meet the neighbors. One of the first people we run into is Oscar, who acts like the game's tutorial character. He tells us about the basics of Normalville and reminds us that Pepper is always hungry, so we should go buy him some dog food. Seems simple enough. As we wander around town, every neighbor tells us basically the same thing. They absolutely love living in Normalville, even going as far to say, this is the best place to raise a family. Everything sounds almost rehearsed. It's as if everyone got handed the exact same script. Then things start getting weird, like they weren't already. If you continue talking to the residents over and over, the mask begins to slip. Instead of cheerful dialogue, they quietly whisper things like, "Help me, we're stuck here. We just got here one day and never left. We've been trapped for decades. Our bodies are decaying." And that changes everything. Those aren't NPCs following dialogue trees, these are real people, or at least they were. Somehow, they've become trapped inside this game, forced to smile and repeat the same happy lines every single time someone starts a new playthrough, which is honestly a terrifying concept. Imagine being aware for decades, unable to do anything except repeat your assigned dialogue until someone finally clicks on you enough times to hear your actual thoughts. That's nightmare fuel. While exploring Normalville, you'll also find coins hidden throughout the map to help us buy said dog food. Simple collectible, right? Wrong. The second you start collecting them, you're introduced to one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. He kind of reminds me of some of those horror ARGs that have gotten popular lately. This strange monster follows rules that almost remind me of the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who, except with an important twist. This guy wants you to look at him. If he catches you looking away for too long, he'll suddenly appear right next to you and send you right back to the house with the message, "Look at me." It's such a simple mechanic, but it works incredibly well. After collecting every coin, we unlock a storybook called Roboy's Grand Adventure. The story follows a toy named Roboy, who watches every other toy on the shelf get picked by children while he remains left behind. It's kind of depressing. There are also some fun cameos sprinkled throughout the shelf, including Woody from Toy Story and Ban Ban from Garten of Banban. Once the story ends, we're finally able to buy Pepper his long-awaited dog food. Pepper absolutely demolishes the bowl before casually revealing that he can talk, because apparently that's the least concerning thing happening today. He even asks if we're surprised that he speaks our language, before saying something that completely changes how we view the game. He tells us he likes us because we're quick at feeding him, which means he remembers previous players. Every single time someone starts a new game, Pepper knows this isn't a fresh adventure for him. It's another cycle and another victim. After speaking with Pepper, we head back to Oscar. At first, he repeats his normal NPC dialogue, then he suddenly lowers his voice and whispers that all of this is just another routine he has to perform every single time someone plays the game. He knows he's trapped. He knows none of this is real, and he lets us know things are about to get crazy. This is never something you want to hear from the tutorial character. Oscar then tells us to return to Pepper, and when we do, Pepper reveals that he's still hungry. Only this time, he knows there's no more dog food left. In its absence, he instructs us to kill the neighbors to feed him. Now the gravestones scattered throughout town suddenly make a lot more sense. Pepper tells us to head into the basement and jailbreak the game, which thankfully, the hacking apparently consists of solving 3 image puzzles. Cybersecurity at its peak. Once we finish the puzzles, everything changes. Night falls over Normalville, the cheerful atmosphere disappears, and we go to Pepper for our next instruction, which is to kill Oscar. We head over to his house and retrieve an axe from his garage before making our way inside, where he is taking a shower, completely unaware of what's about to happen. Now, before continuing, I had to test something. Could we maybe skip all this and just attack Pepper instead? I ran back to our house with the axe, and sadly, no, we cannot kill Pepper. Unfortunately, dog murder is off the table. After killing Oscar, we carry his body all the way back to the basement, where we feed him into a meat grinder to make dog kibble. Yes, really. The resulting meat becomes Pepper's newest meal. After eating it, Pepper calls us good boy, and for me, that's when it clicked. Pepper isn't our dog. No, we're Pepper's dog. And after all this, Jacob has finally had enough. He exits the game, clearly disturbed by everything he's just experienced. Unfortunately, Pepper has other plans. Instead of staying inside the game, Pepper crawls out of Jacob's computer screen and enters the real world. And that's where the demo ends. Now it's time to talk about some theories I have for the full release of the game. For those who don't know, I have some experience working with dogs in a professional setting, and one of the first things I noticed was that Pepper is seemingly terrified throughout most of the game. When dogs are scared, they display a few notable behaviors, including what's called whale eyes. This is when the dog reveals the whites of its eyes and focuses on something, usually its owner or the person it's with, to try and express discomfort. Additionally, stressed or scared dogs tend to stiffen their body. They don't do any tail wags or butt wiggles. The only time we see Pepper moving happily is when he's eating. So even though Pepper talks quite calmly, and I'd even say arrogantly, his body language gives him away, showing that he is truly afraid of something. And I think he is afraid of the same thing I was when I first played this game. our tall monster friend, or should I call him Roboy? Him and Roboy share a very similar body shape, and our monster friend has what looks almost like wires or strings coming off of his body, similar to what a broken action figure might have. They also both share a pink face, with our friends almost looking like a plastic mask. The biggest question, though, is what is the relationship between Roboy and the game? Why is he haunting the game? And, well, I guess we'll just have to wait for the full release to find out. Additionally, I have one extra theory. Now, I have no proof of this at all, just going off vibes alone. Pepper is Brian Hagenstein. I have no proof of that at all. I just, for some reason, that is sticking out in my brain, so I'm just saying it. We'll see what happens. That is all. Please tell me what you think in the comments below, and let me know if you have any theories of your own. Have a good day.
Where are you going? Don't leave me.